I think personally that like I always say about like people like Nicky and stuff, it's easier on your ego to just be like, oh, you must be taking something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's way easier on your ego to say that. Whereas the truth is some people are just genetically gifted. I've had friends that have been like, I want to get on TRT, and I've said to them, check what your natural levels are, and they're fucking astronomically higher. And you're like, you might not need to, you're fucking you're at the highest level of the natural range. So it's like there are just genetically gifted people out there, you know?
Yeah. And I think it's worth noting that in sport, it's not necessarily like bodybuilding where it's literally impossible to win if you
Yeah.
don't juice, essentially. In BJJ, there are individuals who I believe are natural, and maybe it's not common, but there are individuals that you're not forced to go on gear at like 19 just to become a good BJJ athlete. So I think that's worth stating because a lot of people hear how drug ridden it is and they assume it's like, okay, well, I might as well get on now because it's inevitable. Not necessarily the case. You know,
No.
obviously you're at a disadvantage against the world champion if you get that far, but I mean, you certainly shouldn't be touching this stuff at 14 years old just because you heard Gordon Ryan takes gear.
Yeah, and that was his counter argument for a long time. Are you on steroids? And he'd say everyone is, and it's like, it's not true. He would accuse people, but really, it's like what you do, your natty and not things. At the end of the day, it's hard unless there's really obvious
Hmm.
signs. It is hard to tell sometimes to people. Like, you know what I mean? If there's no drastic weight change, it's some of these guys that you want to say are on, definitely not on. Like my former coach, Lachlan Giles, although he's naturally gets muscular from training, I personally can say that I don't think he's ever done anything.
Hmm.
I think he'd be scared to have a full strength beer, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like I wouldn't say with certainty anyone at the top of the sport isn't enhanced either, but I'm just saying like it certainly doesn't mean just because you want to be pursuing this sport in general that you need to be taking stuff. Because I think at least in the fitness industry, there's a very, uh, it's pretty much assumed that if you're going to be competitive in any capacity, you're going to be on shit essentially, unless you're in a tested federation. Whereas in BJJ, not necessarily the case in my opinion.
No, very little testing,
Yeah.
if any, at all.
Yeah. But even like without the testing, it doesn't mean that just to like enter a competition and like start to climb the ranks in some capacity or even just like have fun in your gym. Like you don't need to be on shit. And, we also work with natural athletes. I feel worth mentioning because it's worth seeing how to optimize your performance. Both if you're enhanced, like having oversight from that is important, but also if you're natural, like I don't want to give the opinion or the impression that we only work with enhanced people too. It's high level athletes from both sides of the spectrum. So speaking of the spectrum, you said autism and steroids is a
Yeah.
world championship combination. So what does that, in your opinion, look like? Like, is that replicated typically or?
I mean, if you have no social skills at all, really the only way you can express yourself is physically, which is a way to, that's a great form of doing jiu-jitsu, is a way of communicating with people if you can't express yourself verbally. I think it's a great non-verbal
Hey, what
ether.
motivated that clip? Because that was like one of your most viral clips, I think,
Oh
ever.
yeah, yeah. What motivated it? I mean, just spending time around people in jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
they just they lack self-awareness and social skills, and that's reflected at the highest level of the sport, complete lack of self-awareness,
Hmm.
and then they're throwing in steroids, you're basically weaponizing autism, and
Yeah.
that is the key to
Yeah.
success. I think that's the perfect combo.
So do you think, like, if somebody is to beat Gordon, for example, do they have to like, what kind of level do they need to take it to or be genetically set at from like an autism perspective? Like, what is the pinnacle? Do you
That's
think?
true. I think we need to both test for steroids and autism.
Okay.
Because obviously there's a spectrum of autism.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we need to recognize that. I had thought about a B team recruitment at child autism centers to
Yeah.
get them at a very young age,
Sure.
because it's an untapped resource, I think.
Yeah. That sounds like a solid plan. Yeah. Yeah.
So what percentage of athletes would you say are on steroids? Is it 100%?
Anyone that's ever beaten me,
Okay.
they're taking more steroids than me. I don't know. I wanted to test them, but not to do anything bad, but just in the name of science to see what people are running. You know, it's so hard to say because you train with people and they don't even tell you what they're on. I tell the world what I'm on and they go, look at you. You're not taking any steroids. So it's like such a secret thing. I personally think it's almost impossible to say, but occasionally you look at a guy and you're pretty certain, you know?
Yeah, the looks of it. But it could also go the other way. Certain people are just genetically built it, and they look like they are, and then there's probably others like yourself.
It's a self-defense mechanism because you'd rather assume that guy was on steroids than his genetics are so far superior to yours. You're like, nah, it must be steroids.
Yeah, that's the part of accusations of people being on steroids that I hate. It's like without data, people are just like, it's a way they can say that somebody's cheating without, because I like celebrating people. And sometimes people aren't on steroids and they aren't cheating and they're just fucking good.
What about Gabi Garcia?
I think she's beautiful, strong, and you're a lucky man to share the mat with her. You should be honored. And I'm betting a huge amount of money on her. So
me too.
Either way, you're gonna get paid.
She's paying 11-1.
I bet on love as well, so we are aligned in that way.
Love will prevail.
Okay, you put Alex Jones to sleep. Just to reflect back on that. What was
he was too woke? He needed it.
So that's you fighting the woke mind virus or whatever.
I think it was on the pulse too much.
What was that like? I didn't see the full video. I just saw a little clip.
I thought he was dead for a second, but I, for some strange reason, couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was like, "Please wake up."
There's something funny about it. Yeah,
I was like, "His blood pressure's higher than mine. I hope that didn't cook him."
Yeah, that would be quite sad.
It's so crazy. He's
murder somebody.
Yeah, he's probably the most just entertaining human being ever. Off like just he just says the crate like off air. He's always on. Mm-hmm. It's like he's always ready to say some wild shit.
The craziest shit possible. What's it like going to sleep? I somehow have never gone to sleep.
I went to sleep one time. Lachlan Giles was demonstrating a technique on me, but I woke up straight away. But for 10 seconds, I didn't know who I was, where I was, what I was doing. But that's it. That's the only time I went out.
Disorienting.
Didn't feel good though. Some people say it feels good. Did not feel good.
Because you were like, what, panicked, lost?
Yeah, I just didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. And then you load it in. That must be a cool feeling to load it all back in, like realize where am I? I feel like that sometimes in a hotel when I'm like traveling. It's like, where the fuck am I again? Like when you wake up, maybe that's what it's like.
Some people push it too far. David Carradine, you know?
What? I'm too dumb to get that joke.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh, good. Thank you. Now I know. So given all the places you've gone, all the people you've seen recently, what gives you hope about this whole thing we got going on, about humanity, about this world? We start wars sometimes, we do horrible things to each other sometimes. Amidst all that, what gives you hope?
That you can still make fun of anything as long as it's funny. That's what I'm fighting for. People talk about cancel culture. I just think the joke wasn't funny enough. Had poor delivery.
Well, thank you for being at the forefront of making fun of everything and anything. And thank you for talking today, brother.
Thank you, bro.
This is point 2. We call an octopus guard. Across the board, I don't want you to think of it as a guard. It's not a guard, it's not a closed guard, it's not a half guard. It is a position that we are moving at all times. We're hitting tipping points, tilting points, we're making them chase us and onto us, shoot for submissions and pins that aren't really there. So again, although we're calling it Octopus Guard 2.0, try not to think of it as a guard, think of it as an ongoing scramble. That is a problem that is hard for them to solve, and we're going to have sort of answers for all the options and all the risks we take along the way.